The day that he was born, I went, let's see, so he was only 8 hours. It only took me 8 hours, which was really nice because I thought your first pregnancy was going to be like 36 hours or something. But we went into the hospital, and he was born really fast, actually. One thing that happened with Alex while I was pregnant is that I had to be bedridden for a couple of months at the very end because they thought I was going to lose him. So, and I had lost a baby beforehand. So it was really good that when he was born, I was really happy.
When Alex was born, I was young. I was 24, and I feel like I wasn't really prepared for it. But the day that he was born, I felt like my life changed completely. I remember being at a light and at a stoplight and thinking, I'm not the same guy I was yesterday. I can't be anymore. And this is a new beginning to a new life completely. And just felt the responsibility of being a dad. It felt pretty heavy. But at the same time, the joy of having this little boy that we had been waiting for a long time was pretty awesome.
Being a new mom is a kind of a wild thing because you prepare and everything for it, but holding him was just like incredible. Just knowing that this was like part of me and part of Derek.
Baila, Alex.
I need to do what? Alex.
Baila.
Alex. The legs. Arriba, Alex.
As kids, he would like record random videos on one of those tiny the iPods, like really skinny ones. And he had this one, he would record on it. And there's this one time that both of us were trying to do homework at the kitchen table, and my dad got mad at me because I accidentally spilled this drink that he wanted me to drink, and it was like one of those like health things. And so he was recording my dad like getting mad at me, and I would like look super guilty, and he's just like laughing in the background, and we would just laugh about that video like all the time. And so that's probably one of my favorite things.
What's a less favorite memory of Alex? Like some way that he's like teased you really bad or something?
Oh, like just one? Or like
a lot of complaining memories. He's very mean to me, but I still love him.
Okay, so one time we made this video of Alex. It's really, really cute. He used to have these boots that were like 4 sizes too big for him. And when he was little, he would like walk around and he would always like pretend like he was like a cowboy. And he had this cowboy hat. And one time we made this video of him, and I'll have to show you sometime, but it was a really cute video. And he walks around and he's just going, and he used to always go, yo tengo músculos. And he was always pretending like he had like big muscles and stuff. And he used to wear his shirts like really tight so you could see his muscles. So cute, so cute.
Ahora dispárame. Ahora mete tu pistola. O haz así con tu pistola, haz así. Haz así con tu pistola. Alex, how are you? ¿Cómo estás, Alex? ¿Qué? ¿Tú quieres ir al carro? I don't know where they're going.
I've known Alex pretty much my whole life. You know, growing up, he was always there. He's only a year younger than me, so basically anything I remember, he was there. Because our birthdays are so close, we always like celebrate our birthdays together. We were super close when we were little kids. We'd always play together, and then and I feel like in college we got to reconnect a little bit and hang out together because we were both in Provo and in the same life space. And then now, once again, we get to see each other at dinners and hang out, and it's so fun.
And now I'm going to try something I've never tried before you, so it's a special treat. My lovely associate Cedric up there.
Lovely.
He's going to toss them from up high consecutively, and I think he has about 12 cherries. So we'll see how many I catch, right? Go for it.
My favorite memory of Alex is probably, I have so many, but probably the first night we met. I actually met him at one of my friends' birthday parties. We had the same friends, so it was kind of crazy that we hadn't met before then. I met him and it was like instant connection. They were playing Skull King, and me personally, it's one of those games that I don't have patience for that game. That is the only game that I'm like, absolutely not, let's play Uno instead. But I decided to stick around because he was interested in Skull King. But I guess the only reason he was interested in playing was because I was sitting around and both of us were there kind of for the same reasons. And I scratched his back for probably like an hour and a half when we were playing that game. Super late at night, it was probably like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't want him to leave. And what's crazy is that night, but a few hours before that, we were at, because it was Pioneer Day, we were at a big fireworks show for our friend's birthday, and we actually sat right next to each other in a picture. I had my head on his shoulder in the picture, and we had not even met yet. And then later on that night, and then after going on dates and stuff like that, we're like, oh my gosh, that's the cutest thing.
One of my favorite memories I've had with Alex is when we got to go to Guatemala together for the first time. And it was actually at a point in our lives when we hadn't seen each other in a while. And that trip was really fun because we got to get close again. Alex and I always ended up in the back seat of the car. He would take his gum wrappers. Every time he had a gum wrapper, he would take it and he would wrap it around the headrest in the car. I don't even know, that probably wasn't allowed on a rental car, but he did it, and it was honestly really funny because I don't think the parents noticed at all. Maybe they noticed at the end. But it was a cool bonding trip for us. And
one of my favorite, I have a lot, but one of my favorites that comes up right now is when he left on his mission, when we dropped him off. I was gonna miss him a lot, but at the same time I knew that it was something that he really wanted to do and something that was going to change his life, and it did. And so that's a really good memory.
Feliz cumpleaños
Esmeralda and Pocahontas.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Nala, how do you feel about Alex turning 30?
Whatever his age is, I'm almost halfway of it. So it's weird thinking that he's literally 30, because I remember him when he got back from his mission, and I remember that was so long ago. But just the fact that when he got back, he was still super young, and just the fact that he's turning 30 now, which means that my sister's getting old, everyone's getting older. My family, we don't really have, in my family, we don't really have anyone little, which is kind of weird. Which is kind of weird because I'm the youngest, but it's just weird thinking that everyone's getting older and he's moving on with his life and doing all these things.
I've known him my whole life, so I've seen him through I guess most of his obstacles and milestones. I remember as a little kid when he was turning 16 and it was like, oh, Alex can date and like things like that, and it just being like such a big thing. And so it's just like kind of weird that he's like this adult and he has like a really good job and he just like, you know, he's like super old. So it's like kind of cool because like I never imagined like him being 30, like that old. I don't know.
It's exciting. I make fun of him because I'm like, you're kind of old, or I'll like bring it up and then he'll be like, I'm not that, you know, I feel so old. But I think it's great, and I don't know, I think he can look back, this might sound like a little corny, but I think he can look back and really be like, I've had such a good life so far, and it's only gonna get better from here.
Oh, baby. Hola, Alex, ¿cómo estás?
So when I do the annotation, should I use this or I do that?
Guys, I have a good idea. You guys want to play Boomerang Brew? Those are some good cookies.
One of my favorite things is that he is always happy. Like even when I know that he's probably sad, he always is happy. And that's one of my favorite things, that he's always got a good positive attitude.
One of my favorite things about Alex, this is really fresh on my mind right now because it happened yesterday. I had to do some work at the new house, and he knew it was my birthday, and he actually offered to go do the work for me. And I knew it was a lot of work, and I didn't want him to go do that by himself. So I said, you can come and help me. And he agreed. I know he doesn't enjoy this kind of work, but he was a trooper and he was there with me. So I love how he is so willing to do things for others out of the blue.
He's my best friend, and like, you know, we're there for each other, but like, we're also there to be freaking goofy around each other and just like to have a good time. And like, there's just so much laughter and happiness that comes with our relationship, and so much like joy and so much like peace.
Was that last year? He took me skiing like 3 times a week, and he would always pay for it. And I don't think I realized it as much then, but like those tickets were a lot of money, and I'm very grateful for that because I created a lot of fun memories there, and he really taught me how to like actually ski and stuff and do harder things.
Escupe para que se apague.
He blows like me. Oh my.
Blow more, blow more, more.
I've loved seeing Alex through all the stages of his life because he's always remained Alex. He is always himself. He still loves the same things when he was a kid. He loved cars, and he still loves cars now. He loved boating when he was younger. He loves boating now. He's such a hard worker, and he is like so dedicated to what he does, but like he doesn't take anything too seriously. It's really easy to have fun around Alex. He always wants to like make sure everyone's having a good time. And he's also like so generous.
He is so genuine, and he makes everyone feel like $1,000. He is very much interested in everyone, like everyone's lives and what they're doing and how he can help, and he's always willing. He is truly that person where you can call him in any situation and he would drop anything to come no matter who you are.
I love that he's so hardworking and that he's a good example. He definitely was supposed to be the oldest sibling in my family, so.
He's very put well together, and sometimes you don't realize how like goofy he can be because he's very funny, but I feel like sometimes he hides his goofiness more. But when you really like get to hang out with him and he really shows you like his more true colors, and just seeing like how much of a fun person he really is, even though he's like already on his way to his grave. He's like so old, but he's actually like still really funny, and like he'll go and do things with you no matter how old he is.
He means a lot to me, and I tell him that every day, and I know he's probably, I don't know, probably watching this like, oh no, she's getting emotional again. But I do because I really care about him, and I'm so grateful for him. And I just think he's a phenomenal guy, and I'm just so blessed to have him in my life.
Alex is amazing. He makes fun of himself because he lost his job, and he says here he is a 30-year-old, but that's not true. He is amazing. The things that I've seen him go through, like his stages of life, everything I see, I'm just always amazed with what he does, and he's always good at what he does, and I would love that about him. You know, not that if he can screw up, he can screw up, you know, which is fine, but everything that he sets his mind to, he accomplishes it.
It just feels like it was yesterday that he was born. It feels like it was yesterday that he was following me around in his little toy lawnmower, going up and down, and now he's been through so much. You know, he's lived a lot already in these 30 years. Very proud of him for everything he's accomplished in his life. And he's had some rough times, but he's known how to handle them. 30 is a big year, and it makes me very happy to see where he is and the kind of man that he has become.
I hope he has a great birthday, and I hope his boat doesn't break again.